Hello and welcome to week 2 of NFL Gamepicks. I'm Austin Ramos. We got Chris Wright. We got Joey Gross. And guys, it was a pretty interesting week 1.
Yeah.
Dolphins inked out a win. Chris, the Bears somehow managed to get a win there in that game. I don't know how.
Got the job done.
And then, unfortunately for Joey, his Packers lost in Brazil. Jordan Love got injured. Pretty unfortunate.
Yeah, unfortunate to say the least about Jordan Love. Yeah. 5 seconds left in the game. Definitely thought it was going to be a lot worse of an injury. Glad to see that it's only a 3 to 6 week injury. But apparently the Packers believe that he's going to be back in the better half of 3 weeks. Mm-hmm. So they're not necessarily ruling him out even for this week against the Colts.
Okay.
I expect him to sit at least for 2 weeks, but I guess he's doing everything he can to be available. But sucks we didn't get the win in Brazil. Eagles are a tough opponent. We played them pretty tough. Offense looked killer. Defense still needs some improvements. Obviously, letting 3 touchdowns to Saquon Barkley sucked. But other than that, I think that we're once we get Love back, we can be pretty damn good in this league.
Pretty nice. How you feeling about it, Chris?
Week 1. What a roller coaster. It started off kind of rough. Mm-hmm. The Titans were driving on us quite a bit, but the defense and special teams definitely won the game. Obviously, Caleb didn't look great. He didn't look great, obviously. We all saw his stats and blah, blah, blah. But hey, he won the game, and he learned a very valuable lesson. There's a lot of different ways to win games in the NFL. And sometimes it's not all up to him. And there were times when you could tell he was trying to play kind of like hero ball. We don't always need that. Hit some easy routes. Let's move the ball downfield. Even if we're just getting field goals, let's get some points on the board. But defense and special teams with Jonathan Biles scoring the punt return for the touchdown. That was pretty sick. Gotta love that because he's not starting, but he's on our special teams somehow. And normally, I think for almost a lot of teams, he'd probably be a starter. So it's pretty sick he's on our special teams. So we inked out a win, 1-0. We haven't really won that many opening games in the last 10 years. I think this is the second time in the last 10 years we won an opening game. I think the odds were 2 and 306 at halftime. We made it 3 and 206 with our win, with no offensive touchdowns. So we definitely need to see some scores this week, which we will.
Very nice. Yeah, Dolphins played an in-state rival in the Jacksonville Jaguars. It was a tough game. There was a big 14-point swing at one point where Javon Holland punched out the ball on ETN rushing. He had a breakaway touchdown, and if you don't do that, that's a 14-point swing right there. Because the very next play, Tyreek Hill had that 80-yard bomb. Obviously, the big news, national media, is Tyreek Hill got arrested, detained heading to the game. Not really going to talk about that. Made a whole big video about that and pretty much put the nail in the coffin there. Don't really want that to be the narrative about this whole week heading into this upcoming matchup, which we're going to get into shortly because it's the first game this week. But let's keep it pushing. We have the leaderboard. Shout out to Steve, man.
Hell yeah.
15-1.
Hell yeah.
Best reformer of the week.
Hell yeah.
Steve-O.
Steve O this year.
Yeah.
Is that new?
Steve-O.
No, it's just everyone's last initial.
Okay.
I feel
it's new.
I feel like I never saw the Steve-O, man. It was always just Steve.
Yeah.
Shout out to the creator of the website.
Yeah.
Maybe he was a little cheating there going on. No, I'm just kidding. He's always been a great
Picked
picker.
against his own team.
I know. I saw that he picked against the Ravens. That was kind of crazy to see. I mean, he got it right.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah. I wonder which one he got wrong. I'll dive into that some other time.
Yeah, we have to dive into that. But who's there in second? I don't know.
Little Chrissy W.
That's the boy starting off hot. Normally, I don't start off great. I like to take a lot of chances week 1. Took a few. I'm in second place. I'm with 13-3. We got the boy.
Big tie for third place.
Ex-member.
Second place.
Yeah, big tie at second place. We got ex-member of the show, longtime listener and game picker himself, the one and only DJ Gamble.
Hey, DJ.
Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
But we miss you, DJ.
Miss
Hope you're doing
DJ.
well. Go Saints. We
Yeah.
got Hector in second.
All right, we're not gonna run through everyone because
Jeremiah.
we don't have all the time in the
Then
world.
we got Austin
Christopher.
here in third.
There we go. We have a big tie in third place, 12-4. Myself, a couple other people, and then let's find Joey. Joey
Yeah,
in fifth
I'm
I'm
place.
floating, bro. 10-6. Not a great week for me. All around, honestly, my fantasy team's kicked ass, but game
That's all we can
picker
ask for.
and my real team just really let me down. So let's go redemption week, baby. Come on.
There we go. We need a big week out of Joey
We
here.
do.
Yeah.
All right, and without further ado, we have Thursday Night Football. The Buffalo Bills heading to Miami to face the Dolphins. Man, oh man, it is a rematch of what was the last Sunday Night Football game last year for the AFC East title game, and Dolphins got to get some demons off their back. They got to get a big win here. I know it's early on in the season, but whoever wins this matchup is going to claim sole lead of the AFC East, solely because they are playing an AFC East opponent. Because right now, all the AFC East teams are 1-0, which is, coming into the year, you could have told me, the Jets are 0-1. My apologies. But the Patriots were the shocking one. Anyways, it's a couple injuries. We have Raheem Mostert is confirmed out. Devon Achane is questionable at this moment. So we'll find out game time if he plays. But this is going to be flat out a big game on just Tua alone, just because without the main ball carriers, you need to have a great passing game. One thing I want to see is the Dolphins just be quick to the line of scrimmage and try to just expose this Buffalo Bills team and gas out their defensive line. Hopefully that's the case. But aside from that, yeah, I'm rocking with the Dolphins. It's a no-brainer for me. They're rocking the throwbacks. What else do I have to say here? Let's go, Fins, baby. Let's go.
I'm also going to rock with the Dolphins. I'm going to ride with you, Austin, on this pick here. I mean,
Yes,
I'm
sir.
going to the game, so a lot of people would probably shame me at work tomorrow if I don't pick the Dolphins. Definitely got to go, especially if I'm going and going to be rooting for them. I think I saw a stat that you guys are and correct me if I'm wrong, but you guys are 10-1 against the Bills in the last 11 games.
The Bills are 11-12 against the Dolphins in the last 12 meetings.
So that's pretty crazy. I think the script starts to get flipped here. I didn't love what I saw from the Bills. Josh Allen still very turnover prone as well, so I expect to see a couple turnovers in this game as well. I don't love the wide receivers there in Buffalo either, so that's kind of what's doing it for me here. Normally, I think this game might be a little bit closer, but I think Miami wins this one by a couple scores. What do you think, Joey?
I would hope Miami wins by a couple scores. Tyreek Hill, did me well in my fantasy league in week 1 with an 80-yard touchdown after a interesting day.
Yep.
But I hope it's very high scoring. Buffalo had a slow start week 1 against Arizona. For a minute, it looked like Arizona was going to run away with the ball game. But then Buffalo seemed like Josh Allen put the team on his back. Couple rushing touchdowns, a pair of them. Hurdle, that was sweet. Not enough to make me go with the Buffalo Bills here. Sorry, Buffalo Chips. I'm going to go with the Miami Dolphins. I truly just think that they're the better offensive team all around. And they're finally going to get the monkey off their back and beat Buffalo on a primetime matchup. And it's going to be nice for Dolphins fans to see.
Thursday Night Football, yeah?
Yeah, man.
Do you
that'll be
think they
fun.
pull it off? All right.
I think
That'll-
they can.
that'll be
Clean,
fun.
clean sweep here for the Dolphins.
The
Dolphins.
The one good thing is the Thursday night games favor the home teams. You're on a short week, you're staying home. You still have the
Right.
same lack of preparation that the other team has, so it's not as horrible. But yeah, well, Chris, why don't you take us to this next game since this is little Duval action?
Oh, Duval, yeah, we're ending on the Duval County. We got the Cleveland Browns coming to play the Jacksonville Jaguars. Yeah, I have no faith in Deshaun Watson at all right now. So there's no way I'm going with the Browns. I'm taking the Jacksonville Jaguars. Easy pick, I think, right now. Jackson looked great. I mean, Trevor Lawrence, are we going to see it this year or not? Hopefully we see it against a good defense because Cleveland does have a good defensive side of the ball, but I have no faith in Watson. And while he's quarterback for them, unless Jameis comes in, yeah, I'm a rock with the home team. Give me the Jags.
I think it was just one game, honestly.
No, he looks bad. He's out of shape.
No, my bad. You talking about Watson or Trevor Lawrence?
Watson.
Yeah, no, I meant to be talking about Lawrence.
Okay,
My bad.
Okay.
Yeah, Trevor Lawrence. Like you said, you needed to see a little bit more out of him. Like he faced it's not even me tooting like the Dolphins' own horn. Like he faced a formidable opponent, and like they found a way to adjust in the second half and shut him down. So like I am gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. I was bullish on the Cleveland Browns and until Dak Prescott got his extension pregame. Like, all right, like what are we doing here?
But the Jags gotta stop finding ways to lose games, bro.
Yeah,
that's the problem.
They need to find a way to close out these like crucial games because like
them going for that fourth down, bro, against the Dolphins.
And they were in the 30s.
Even you had to be like, what are they doing, bro?
The thing was in that situation, they were going to go for it. The quarter ended. And then they still came out and went for it.
Oh, jeez.
But shout out to Jalen Ramsey, dude. That guy ran across the entire field to make that play. He was about to make the play, and then I think it was ETN. He cut back, and then Ramsey was the one running across the field, hurdling his own teammates to make that play. I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jaguars. The Browns upset me last week, and all this other news with Deshaun Watson. I'm not gonna get into it, but like all this other news with Deshaun Watson, like things are not going his way. Things are not going well for him. He needs to revive himself. There he showed a side-by-side of him and Baker Mayfield, since being traded to the Browns. And dude, it's like night and day. Like the Browns made a colossal mistake trading away Baker Mayfield and trading for Deshaun Watson. But Joey, what do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to have to go with the Jacksonville Jaguars here. I think that the Cleveland Browns are starting to really regret what they did with Baker Mayfield. And honestly, this is turning out to be one of the worst trades in NFL history. Right before our very eyes, it's unfolding. Sucks to see for Browns fans. They deserve a lot better than, Watson as their quarterback, and he's kind of a POS. So I'm gonna go with the Jacksonville Jags here, man. They're turning into a team that's hard to root for, and I don't like that. I've always been kind of a Browns fan, so it's kind of tough.
Yeah. Well, keep it going.
Yeah, so we got the Indianapolis Colts coming to Lambeau Field for the Green Bay Packers. Home opener at 1 o'clock. This is going to be tough. We got Malik Willis potentially starting. I know Matt LaFleur has not, quote, ruled out Love coming back. But I'm pretty sure he's not going to play this game. I think that I have to go with the Green Bay Packers here just out of fan standpoint and hoping that they kind of pull it out. But overall, I wouldn't be surprised if the Colts kind of demolish us and Jonathan Taylor runs all over us just the same way that Saquon Barkley did to us last week.
There's still surprisingly a lot of picks right now coming in on the Packers.
There are.
And I'm shocked by that to see if maybe people just don't know or if they have faith in Malik Willis. I personally do not. I'm going to go with the opposite side here. Sorry, Joey. I'm going to rock with the Colts. Richardson had like 2 plays that are like 2 of the top 10 plays probably of the season so far last week.
Yeah.
He looks electric, but he also only completed like 9 passes. So I don't know. The jury's still out. He's really fun. I'm going to rock with the Colts just for that reason. I have no faith in Malik Willis. I'm sorry, Joey, for right now. I think the best idea for you guys is to go out and sign like a bridge quarterback for the season just to try to get Love back. I would go out and maybe like target an ex-Dolphin like Ryan Tannehill. I love that for you guys. Or, hit up my boy. He's chilling up there in Jacksonville. He played for the Packers for a little bit.
Get out of here.
Good old Blake Bortles, perhaps.
This isn't going to be a long
We had a
entry.
funeral for Blake Bortles on this podcast.
But
He's not coming back.
We can bring him back.
Dude got a tester to stop going to the gas station to get dip, and he still went to the gas station to get dip.
He's better than Malik Willis with his left hand.
You don't know that
he's
yet.
not.
You literally don't know
You
that
saw only
yet.
2 plays out of Malik Willis. Get out of
Malik
here.
Willis has been in Malik Willis has been in Lambeau Field long enough to have 3 cups of coffee and learn one play.
Yeah.
Like,
He's
he came in with
fun.
5 seconds left in the game.
Yeah.
Threw a duck pass to frickin' Josh Jacobs.
Let's give him his shot.
Yeah.
So who are you taking?
Not saying he's gonna be good, but whatever.
No, I'm not taking Malik
Oh,
Willis. You
then
see
there you
it. You
go.
know I'm not taking Malik
And
Willis.
there you have it.
I mean,
I'm
they're,
gonna-
they're facing a good team,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
Yeah.
like, shit.
Like, given the circumstances, I'm going to go with the Colts just mostly because Jordan Love is injured. Like, there's no if and or but about it. Like, if Jordan Love does end up playing, maybe I switch to the Packers. But even then, it's just like how sure are we going to be if he's going to
They'd
be
be
healthy,
fools
like,
to
the
let
whole
him
game and
play.
stuff like that?
We wouldn't.
They'd be fools to let him play.
And you let that thing
Who,
heal.
Jordan Love?
Yes.
Nah, let him
It might
sit.
not be that bad, though, but yeah, like...
Even
It's-
if it's not that bad, it's
It's
a
just a-
non-division
Not smart.
opponent in week 2.
It's an AFC opponent, too,
Yeah,
non-conference,
yeah,
the whole
you-
deal. Like,
Yeah.
we
It's
could take
fine.
this loss. Like, I'm not saying that I want us to take this loss, but if we happen to lose all of our games that Malik Willis starts, providing it's only, like, maybe 2 or 3 starts, we
Like,
might
you
still
got-
be
you
in
got-
pretty decent shape.
Yeah, you got to take that. Like, you got to take that on the chin. It is what it is. Like, we'll be singing a completely different tune. Should have, like, one, Jordan Love not gonna hurt, and two, like, the Packers would have been in more of a position to win. Like, let's say, like, Jordan Love isn't out there slinging the ball and gets, like, hit from behind. Like, what if he's just handing the ball off, like, and they end up just winning the game? Like, it was fine. It's a freak situation. I love the Packers. I think, like, with Love, like, the sky's the limit with them. But without him, it's a little bit daunting against this Indianapolis Colts team who Anthony Richardson's legit, Jonathan Taylor's legit. I think I got to rock with the Colts here.
Is
That makes
this
sense.
the game where Josh Jacobs
receives a touchdown?
wins the hearts of Green Bay
And fantasy fans,
puts the
fantasy
team
owners.
on his back and runs all over the Colts?
He could. I mean, look what Joe Mixon did last week. He had 30 attempts. And then how many yards did he have? I think he had like 100 and something yards on the ground.
I think it was
And
like 138 or
Pair of
something
touchdowns,
like
I know that.
Yeah.
But he balled out, you know what I
Yeah,
mean?
he played well.
All he has to do is game manage and really just hand off the ball cleanly. Don't fumble the snap and just play like basic football. I don't need you to be flashy or try to make any plays or a name for yourself. I just need you to propel this team to a victory. Maybe a couple of them. But on that note, I will take us to the next game. We got the Los Angeles Chargers going to the Carolina Panthers, who have been atrocious. Probably, without a doubt, the word is out that they're the worst team in the league.
Yeah.
After week 1, and that's kind of freaking sad, man, that after 1 week we're already still in the same position of
1 week.
Yeah,
It's been
they're trash.
It's been 17. And this is 18.
You're right. I know, but you know what I'm saying? Like, they just have shown no improvements. It's the same old shit, different toilet.
So-
I'm going with the Los Angeles
John
Chargers.
Luca, take a slide and put Chargers all across the board. I don't think
Yeah,
anyone here is
man.
going
I don't
with the
think we
we're all
even need to
going
spend
bolds
time
here.
on this
Yeah, we
game.
don't need to.
We have
Well,
one
there's
brave
one.
soul.
Wow, who is it?
It's Anthony from the
Oh
Sports
my
Line.
God.
Yeah, everyone. Chris is going with the Panthers here.
No.
No.
I'm going with the Bolts. I'm going with the
Yes.
Bolts.
Yeah, across
hard
the
not
board,
to.
we're all going with the Bolts here. I just think, the Panthers are unappealing. The Chargers actually look pretty decent when.
I need more out of Herbert.
Yeah, I mean, but
Same
what are you
with
gonna
Lawrence-
expect with
same
this
with
Harbaugh
Yeah, it's
system?
just
It doesn't matter. Same with Lawrence.
How
Like,
about
this
the-
is the year I need to see more. Or you can't be considered like in that conversation with some of these other quarterbacks.
Oh, for sure.
Like, this
I've-
is the year.
I've been bringing the drum that like Herbert does not belong in the same tongue of Tua. All right, like anytime they compared it to like,
He
stop
should
talking
be
about
a
him.
way better quarterback.
Herbert.
than Tua, but
He's more of a
not.
prototypical build of a quarterback.
But
You know?
right now, give me Tua.
social media quarterback.
Yeah,
as some
for real.
might say.
He also loves throwing picks in the fourth quarter.
Damn
That's-
straight.
That's very true.
Damn
Forcing
straight.
it, yeah.
One of my favorite things
Producer
from
don't
last
look
week,
off the
though,
top rope.
was watching Joe Alt go to work against Matt Crosby.
He's
Matt
Yeah,
nasty.
he's
Crosby.
legit.
He's
Bro,
nasty.
like that was.
That
I
guy's a
wanted us to
unit.
draft.
There we go,
That
big
guy's a
man.
No
unit.
pressure.
Oh, Notre Dame,
Not even
Notre
a
Dame
pressure.
linemen.
Yeah,
Oh my
yeah, they're always
God.
studs.
No,
What a
he went to
beast.
work against Max Crosby. He ate his freaking lunch. Yeah, seriously, shut him the
my
hell
God.
down. Which brings us to our next game.
There we
Max
go.
Crosby and the Las Vegas Raiders
Oh.
travel to Baltimore. We got a pair of 0-1 teams here. I think this might be kind of easy. I think I'm going to pick Baltimore here. They're going to take off against a lowly Vegas Raiders team who looked not too great. I mean, as we alluded to, against the Chargers, but they're facing even worst team for their perspective, harder, in the Baltimore Ravens. I think Lamar Jackson's going to have a hell of a day, and I think he'll connect with Likely a lot again. So I'm going to go with the Ravens.
We got
so far. Oh, my bad.
No, you're good.
So far, everyone's picked the Ravens. So if I don't pick the Ravens, I'm either a genius or an idiot. So it's got to be one of the two. I'm gonna try to be rocking with the geniuses, I guess. I'm gonna rock with the flock, Yeah. And I'm gonna take the Ravens as well. I think it's an easy pick here. Although, somebody go save Max Crosby, trade for him,
Dude,
please.
oh my God.
They got to save a couple guys there in Vegas. You got to save freaking, obviously, Devontae Adams, which I talked to a couple of Jets fans.
And suffer. Let him rot there.
Yeah.
Love you to death, brother, for what you did for us. But golly, I just don't want anything successful for you anymore.
I'm like, man.
Sorry, bro.
Yeah.
It's just how it is. And now you don't talk about Green Bay anymore.
That's just the way it is.
I don't want to get into a rant about Devontae, but he knows what he did. He knows he messed up. So.
All right, well, with my pick, I'm going to go with the Baltimore Ravens. Not much else to say there aside from close loss last week in Kansas City. If Isaiah Likely had white cleats on or had a smaller cleat overall, we're talking differently about some of these teams.
Kevin Durant.
0-1. Just based off of a toe isn't the Kevin Durant thing.
That was a bad night for me.
But I'll keep it moving. We got the New Orleans Saints at the Dallas Cowboys, and a lot of Cowboy fans were upset with my pick of the Cleveland Browns last week. Deservedly so. I mean, who knew that Dak Prescott was going to get that extension pregame? This guy was going to get so much money to just play a single game. No, the Cowboys are legit, man. Everything I had in question about their chemistry, I was dead wrong about, so I will admit that. But they're facing this New Orleans Saints team who is relatively interesting, but they did play this Carolina Panthers team. They dismantled them. But yeah, I'm going to rock with the Cowboys. They're probably the better team. Home opener in Dallas, too, so you can bet that most of the boys out there are geeked up and ready to go.
I'm also rock with Dallas. I think it's an easy pick here. Like you mentioned, people are getting paid. CD, I think got paid right. Parsons got paid.
Yep.
They took care of Dak finally. It kind of seems like. So I think the ball is going to be rolling heavy for the Dallas Cowboys. Potentially division winners. In my opinion, they're going to win this home opener. I think they're much better than the Saints. And like you said, that's legitness. And speaking of which, Joey kind of looks like that kid. Go ahead, Joey.
That's tough. Anyway.
How do you follow that up?
Yeah, I'm going to have to go with the Cowboys here, too. I don't even know. I'm going to have
That's
to give...
legitness.
That's legitness.
He did the thing.
When I was younger, people used to say you used to look like the crackhead kid.
Yeah!
Chris does look like that. I tell him he looks like that all the time.
No
I was a skinny child. Anyway, not the case anymore. I'm going with the Dallas Cowboys here.
Clearly.
I don't look chubby. Yeah, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna go with the Dallas Cowboys here. I like Dak Prescott getting that deal before the game last week, and honestly, New Orleans had probably the easiest matchup and easiest win of Week 1. Killed them, absolutely drilled them. Pause. Rashid Shaheed took off per usual, but not enough for me to drop Brandon Ayuk and pick him up for.
Really quick, before we head on to the next game, I want to address our producer, Gianluca. He picked the Saints. I want to hear why. Because we're all going boys here.
Come on, bro. Let's hear it.
I don't know.
What do we got?
We also got Kevin here with him. Shout out Kevin.
And
Hey,
Kevin.
I don't know, they just look like a good team. I mean, I like Derek Carr. I mean,
What do you like about him?
They beat a really good team last week in the Panthers.
You're lying.
Yeah, what made you just?
No,
just cause.
I just like the way they run the ball. They got Kamara involved.
Yeah, Kamara's big time
a
there.
lot, and I think he's like a key player in that team's success going forward. So I just like Derek Carr. I like Kamara. Maybe because he's on my fantasy team.
Okay.
There's a little bit of bias there.
Okay.
But I don't know. I think it's more. I don't believe in the Cowboys so much. But I just like the Saints. I don't know.
Okay.
I think they're a better team than people think.
Well, let me
they are.
ask
And
you
I think
this.
There's a possibility of an upset.
Let me ask you this, though. Are you going to rock with the quarterback that you dropped Patrick Mahomes for in this next game? And are you going to pick the Washington Commanders?
Yeah, Gianluca, take us to this next game really quick so you can explain the situation.
Tell them the deed that you have done.
Listen, I dropped Mahomes for
Put
Jaden Daniels,
put
and it was a
yourself-
good pick.
Talk
He's
to
good.
the people.
He's
Put
good.
yourself
Let the
on
people see
camera.
the
Let
face
the-
that dropped Patrick
It was a
Mahomes.
great
See
pick.
what you
All right?
got.
It was an awesome decision. I dropped Mahomes, and what did Jaden Daniels do? I picked him up in the 8th round, and what did he do? He dropped like 28 points. He ran all over.
Yeah.
Who did he play again? I don't
Tampa
know.
Bay.
Tampa Bay. That's a pretty decent defense. All right. So I
They
like
freaking
Jaden
won.
Daniels. I think the Giants are just garbage. So like,
Pseudo producer. I got you.
there you go. A little drunk. This is like my 8th domestic light beer. Who cares? Cheers.
We're trying to get sponsored by Miller, by the way. If you're watching this Miller Lite, we would
Miller
love
Lite.
for you to
Give us
sponsor
a
us.
sponsorship.
Yes.
We
We
love your
love you.
domestic light beer.
We drink you more than water. We would love for you to sponsor us and make our life great.
An
Hey,
American,
Gianluca is
an
rocking
American
with his
beer, a Milwaukee beer, a great beer, a fantastic beverage.
You can't go wrong
It
with
is
a Miller Lite.
wonderful.
But yeah, like I was saying, I think Jaden Daniels, he's legit. He reminds me of RG3 a little bit. Hopefully, he doesn't pick up any injuries. They aren't going to run the ball with him as much. I think that's already been stated by their head coach. And
He's going to have like those breakaway runs though that he has to do anyways.
yeah, of course.
But no design runs.
I think I just hate the Giants more than I like the Commanders in this game. So I'm going Jaden Daniels and the Commanders on this one. I don't have a pick on the screen, but
Yeah. Well, honorable
Yeah.
mention.
Commanders here.
Honorable
Okay.
I'm going with the
mention.
Redskins.
Yes, sir.
Oh,
Oh,
Nice.
dude.
cancel that, man.
But yeah, go ahead.
No, I was gonna just say no. I really like Jaden Daniels, and if I was like a Commander fan, I would be pretty jealous of all the coverage I think of Caleb so far because Jaden Daniels had a better game, much better game than Caleb Williams.
Reigning Heisman too.
Fantastic game.
A fantastic game.
What a game. Better game.
Some might say the greatest game of all time, maybe. But no, and he's gonna play like probably the worst team. I know we said the Panthers might be the worst team. This might be the worst
Second
team
worst,
in
yeah,
the
like-
NFL.
Oh, yeah, dude.
But
Yeah.
they just took the Panthers' best player, honestly. So they might have the upper hand. But anyways, he's gonna have hopefully another good game here, and he's not gonna get the love that Caleb will, especially if Caleb pulls off a win, which we'll talk about later. But yeah, I'm gonna rock with the Commanders at home. I honestly liked what I saw, and he's got a similar situation to Caleb where he's got a lot of weapons.
Yeah.
So he's got a lot of guys to help him succeed. A lot of guys that have been there, caught passes. I like the pick. Sorry, Joey, going against the family there.
The fam, yeah.
The family there. But I'm gonna rock with the Commanders, which I don't think I have said a lot on this podcast.
I think I'm gonna have to. I think I'm gonna have to go with the Commanders here as well. I do really like Jaden Daniels. I think that he could be the best quarterback in the draft. I do have a question though for the New York Giants. Over under 5 weeks until we see the bus in New Jersey. Tommy DeVito.
Tommy DeVito.
The boss in New Jersey.
Tommy DeVito.
Tata Kuzamano.
I don't think we-
Pussy Panzero.
I don't think we see
Tommy
that at
DeVito.
all.
They paid this guy too much money.
This guy
Come on.
way too much money.
Here's the
bro.
deal.
And that guy's probably hiding bodies in
They-
the river still, honestly.
Yeah, goddamn right with the agent. You know,
That dude's phenomenal.
that dude's in the
I love
Italian Sports Hall of Fame. What a goat!
love
Shout out to
that
him,
guy.
Paisano.
That guy's phenomenal. Fantastic. I want to know who makes the suits.
Oh, dude, yeah, come on.
Those suits are slick.
Fantastic.
Better be an Italian. Come on, God
Chris,
damn it,
Chris, you can rock those suits. Me and Joey, I don't know about us. We're a big boy.
bro. I don't know, man. I don't
I
know.
might pull up. Hey, if
I don't
you
know,
want
dude.
If you
The
want
bigger
it,
the
send
bigger
me a
dudes in the
suit.
zoot suits always look like mafiosos. Come on, bro. put a plate of garlic bread in front of us, we're in business. But I don't know. I think the New York Giants look like a way better team when Tommy DeVito is on the field. The fans are more involved, just even from that standpoint. Look, it's hard to get excited about the NFL when your quarterback is Daniel fucking Jones.
Yeah.
Okay? Like, I can't even get excited.
I agree.
I made a joke to my mom that, it's a little bit of dark humor, whatever. My grandfather passed away this year, and I'm like, damn, you think he could kind of went out before he couldn't stand another year of Daniel Jones? She was like, yeah, you're probably right about that. Whatever. I think that's a little weird, man. I'm sorry we joked through it. But it's true, man. The fucking Daniel Jones, nobody wants to see him. The Giants fans hate him. Put Tommy DeVito in. I could not even tell you how happy my grandfather was when he saw Tommy DeVito on the field. For no apparent reason other than he's Italian and he's from the area. Paisan, put him on the field, and then the New York Giants are going to be a freaking winning team again. How you doing?
Here we go.
How you doing?
I'm doing good. I'm a rock with the Commanders. But I agree. Like, if Daniel Jones does not play out well with this New York Giants team, one, he's gone. Two, they have a massive hole in money. I don't know if any of you guys watched the Hard Knocks offseason with the New York Giants.
No.
Yeah.
I actually watched. It was mildly entertaining to watch.
It looked good.
Yeah,
I
it was.
refuse.
It was cool. It was mostly surrounded around the draft and free agency. Obviously, it's off season, right? But yeah, they just blundered. Losing Saquon Barkley, giving Daniel Jones this massive bag. Big up to like drafting Malik Neighbors, but like, all right, whatever. Cheering on a losing team with an interesting personality like Tommy DeVito as a New York Giant is way more interesting. You guys are losing, but it's fun. Like when we were losing with Ryan Fitzpatrick, it was fun as hell. I had a great time while we were tanking. Like whatever, it is what it is. It was fun.
Tank for Tua.
Yeah.
Gotta look good losing, man. I don't know. It sucks. They're probably gonna have a freaking top 2 pick again, and that might as well just do it while having the fan base actually still surrounding you and somewhat
facts.
like on board.
Go ahead, Gianluca.
You know what DeVito has?
What's he got?
He's got
got
chutzpah.
hot.
He's got hot.
He's got hot.
Kids got hot.
Kids got hot.
You gotta go with
It's a little
DeVito.
bit of a
You gotta
Boston
go with
accent,
Cutlass.
but
All right, we got another New
Go
York
over there.
team. We have the New York Jets on the road at the Tennessee Titans. Man,
How you feel?
the Jets didn't look so bad given that they
No,
played the
they looked okay.
49ers. Like, that is my perspective. Like, they played literally the Super Bowl runner-ups, and, like, the 49ers have been a dominant force to be reckoned with. Mind you, had, like, two of their, like, key offensive contributors in Trent Williams and Brandon Ayuk were on the sideline all of the offseason. Christian McCaffrey didn't even play. Freaking Jordan Mason came off the freaking street, essentially. Because, like, he was, like, their fourth-string running back, and he balled the hell out.
Yeah.
But we're talking about the Jets and the Titans. Chris will give us a little more info on the Titans. He was watching that game like a hawk. But I think the Jets win this one here. You can't start 0-2 if you're the Jets. They have realistic Super Bowl aspirations. Do I think they make it there? I don't think so. But that's like, it's like for them, it's like Super Bowl or bust with Aaron Rodgers, because like who knows how many years you're gonna get out of Rodgers. So you got to start off and you got to beat bad teams, and beating the bad teams. Titans look like a really bad team against the Bears. You can't mess up that bad and lose the game completely offensively. Their head coach said if we punted the ball on 1st and 10 every drive in the second half, we would have won the game, because that's how good their defense was playing against Chris's Bears. But you can't turn over the ball like that and expect to win games.
No, I mean, I agree. The defense for the Jets is legit, and Tennessee's defense is pretty legit too. It's legitness.
Yeah.
But the Jets is better, I would say. I saw similar things from Levis that I saw from Rodgers. I saw a lot of early mistakes. I saw a lot of forced balls. I saw a lot of not on the same page as the wide receivers with the routes.
Okay.
But the difference is one of them's Will Levis and one of them's Aaron Rodgers. So I'm going to go with Aaron Rodgers. My buddy texted me. He said, should I take the Tennessee Titans in my survivor pool this week?
That's
and
crazy.
I said, that's crazy. I'm not going to bet against Aaron Rodgers losing twice. Definitely against Will Levis. Even though it's at home for the Titans, give me the Jets.
Your pops, old Doug Wright, seems to be riding with the Titans over there.
Anthony too.
Just seeing that going through the game picks, but the majority of the picks are with the Jets, and I'm honestly probably gonna have to side with that. Look, I mean, the Jets had probably the toughest opponent week 1. I mean, I don't know. The San Francisco 49ers look like a complete unit and a juggernaut. And it looks to be that the 49ers are going to face against the Chiefs in the Super Bowl once again and run it back. I don't know.
Let's hope not.
Yeah, like, I just don't want this whole season to just be for the same matchup again. It would suck. But, he did have that touchdown pass to Lazard on the free play. The free play king had a touchdown to Lazard. The Lizard King is back. Kind of cool to see. This offense looks so much like the Green Bay Packers 2 years ago. It's kind of weird to me. But yeah.
It's just a different shade of green.
It's just weird. It's literally weird.
Feels weird, man.
Yeah, I don't know. Kind of gross. I'm going to go with the Jets.
Keep us pushing, John.
Yeah, we'll keep her going. We got the Seattle Seahawks traveling to New England, who are surprisingly 1-0. Both teams are 1-0 to make that a fact. I'm going to go with the Seattle Seahawks, and the Patriots are going to get their first loss in the post-Bill Belichick era. Right? They should. I mean, I don't know. They should have lost last week to the Bengals, too. But who knows? Maybe Seattle surprises people. Or, I'm sorry, maybe the Patriots surprises people and knock off Seattle. But overall, I think Seattle will end up waxing New England and kind of putting on a show. I see that Kenneth Walker didn't practice, so he might not play. If you haven't been fantasy, watch out. But other than that, I suspect a Seahawks win.
I do have Kenneth Walker in fantasy, so I am a little concerned about it, but not too concerned. I saw a lot of the same from Seattle that I feel like I've seen for the last 15 years in week 1, where it was just like they run the ball well, the defense is solid, quarterback play kind of determines if they win or lose because everything else is going to be good. They won the game. Gino was all right. They have some stud wide receivers still, of course. And like you mentioned, the Patriots are the most surprising win of the week by far. Shout out to Boney. He asked if we talked about it on our podcast. We're talking about it.
Yep.
Here you go.
There you
Here's
go,
your
Boney.
love. Boney, we love you. The Pats are 1-0.
Boney a bone.
Congratulations. This is your high. Enjoy it because you're not going to feel this much more this season.
Starting at the mountaintop, and it's a long way down.
I'm rocking with the birds. Them birds out west. Even though that travel's got to suck all the way to Boston. But, yeah, give me the birds.
All the way to Boston. I'm going to make it short and sweet. Let's go with the Seahawks. I agree with everything you guys said. Like, I'm not calling it a fluke. Like, they definitely made key plays to win that game. I think it was more so the Bengals just not being good off rip. When there's multiple things. Yeah, there's multiple things going into that. We'll talk about that when we get to the Bengals. But
Joe Burrow's got to change his hair. That's what it is.
This the frosted tips. You don't like the frosted tips?
He's just got to, especially if they lose this week, which we'll get into. It's got to go.
Yeah, but yeah, I like the Seahawks here. We're gonna keep the away teams being a NFC West, and we're gonna go with the San Francisco 49ers at the Minnesota Vikings. Give me Seattle. Yes, both teams are. I mean, give me San Fran. Yes, both teams are 1-0, but I don't know. I didn't watch too much about the Vikings. I saw the whole San Fran game. They look dominant, and they're just gonna go on the road and smack the shit out of the Vikings. Like, let's be honest here.
Let's hope.
Yeah, I'm a rock with one of the best teams in the league too. I'm gonna take the 49ers. Yeah, what Sam Darnold duck looked like a duck. I mean, no, he looked great last week. I'm not gonna lie, he didn't look like a
Facing
duck.
the freaking
He
Giants.
was all right. He looked good, and I said that too. I thought he would be an all right quarterback. I'm still not fully out. Speaking of which, he played for the 49ers last year. He never really got a lot of playing time, which I actually bet on him to be the sleeper of MVP in the Super Bowl last year. It didn't pan out. It kind of panned on a Brock Purdy injury, which kind of sucks. But anywho, I'm rocking with the 49ers. They're the better team, of course. Easy pick here.
I will never rock with the purple incarnation from Satan. I am going with the San Francisco 49ers here. And I'm hoping that the Vikings, fall to 1-1 and kind of make this division a little bit more evened out. Simple. The 49ers are a unit.
That's loser talk.
It is. But, whatever. We got to look at it from that way.
We got another division game.
Yeah, we do. We got Tampa Bay traveling to Detroit, who looked, very hot against the LA Rams last week, and Matthew Stafford's return to Detroit. I think I'm going to rock with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here. I like Baker Mayfield a lot. I always have since he came into the league and was drafted. Obviously, never liked the Lions here, but they probably overall are the better squad. But for the reason of being different and trying to, edge the standings a little bit, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers here.
I'm gonna fade you, Joey. Sorry.
Okay,
I'm
fine.
gonna rock with the Detroit Lions at home. They're gonna keep the ball rolling. I think they're one of the best teams in the league. Baker looked great last week. What do you have? 4 touchdowns. He looked awesome. I have him in 1 league in fantasy. So I do hope he finds the end zone a couple times, which I think he probably should. Especially with Mike Evans being always a threat out there for Tampa. But I'm going to fade all my Tampa fans. Shout out all the listeners because we got a few Tampa fans that always tune in. Still got love for you, but I'm rocking with my dad's team here in the Detroit Lions.
Yes, sir. This is one of my favorite games in this 1 o'clock window. A rematch of that playoff game that they had in the divisional round. That game was electric. It was close. It was a defensive battle. It was fun to watch. Baker's such a personality. You guys all see. I have the games here on the TV in front of us, and I don't have my pick in. I have my pick in for pretty much every other game. I don't know who to go with here. Like I think both of these teams are this is why one of my favorite matchups. You don't know who's gonna win. Like I feel like both teams are very valid. You can make a solid point for either team here. But if I had to choose, which I do because we want to get these records in, I'm gonna go with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I think they're gonna redeem themselves for what happened, and this is gonna build some fortitude for this Detroit Lions team. As if they didn't have enough already by losing that NFC Championship game. But yeah, give me the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. It's hard. Like I mean, it's a coin flip for me, and I want to go with the road team, just to make things a little interesting.
That's fine. I'll pick up a game on you and Joey here, and that'll be great for me.
That's fine. That's fine.
The Detroit Lions are gonna win this game. I'm telling you right now. The Detroit Lions are winning this game.
Are they gonna cover the spread?
What's the
It is
spread?
-7.
Oh,
Detroit's favored by a whole touchdown.
A whole touchdown? I don't love that.
A whole touchdown plus an extra point.
It's gonna
My
come to
apologies.
3-point game.
Yeah, dude. It's gonna be like I would if you're gonna be betting though, I would take Tampa Bay's spread.
Might even be a
plus
1-point
7.
game.
Yeah.
You don't even know.
Yeah.
And interestingly enough, ex-Detroit Lions quarterback is starting in this next game, Austin.
All right, I'll take us there.
Let's do it.
Take
Chris
us
was
there,
alluding to
Sean
Matthew
Kingston.
Stafford. I'll take you there. Okay. Good one. We have
take you there. Yeah.
We can go to the top of now, sipping a colada. Shawty, I can take you there.
You want to go to Arizona? Is that what you want to
I
be
was
taken
thinking
to?
of,
We have the Los Angeles Rams at the Arizona Cardinals. This is the first game of the 4 o'clock window. NFC West matchup between two 0-1 teams. But the Rams are a team that just faced the Detroit Lions. Tough matchup for them. And then I forgot who the Cardinals played, but it wasn't very much of a competition there. I'm going to go with the Rams here. I just think,
the Bills.
okay, they played the Bills.
Mm-hmm.
It was relatively close. Like they lost by 8 points, so it wasn't so bad. Or 12.
No, I mean,
I think they lost by 12.
Murray missed Harrison in the back of the end zone. That thing would have won the game.
You saw that post?
Dude was wide.
The post presser or whatever. He's like, "Oh yeah, Marvin Harrison's been open." He's like, "It's my job to get Marvin Harrison."
Yeah,
the
bro.
ball."
Dude.
Like you
Dude,
guys are
legitimately,
bitching.
they paid you a lot of money to throw that through the ball specifically, almost. Like, bro, what do you mean? It's not my job.
I think Kyler Murray is one of the. Kyler Murray and Josh Allen are probably the two most overrated quarterbacks in the NFL. I think Kyler Murray is a little bit settled down nowadays, but at a certain point, they were talking about him like he was going to be the next Michael Vick. I never saw it even from the beginning when everybody thought he was going to be good. Lock my pick in for the Rams, by the way, John Luca, because the Rams are a freaking unit, man. I mean, if they didn't prove it enough against the Rams, the Rams proved it against the Rams. Against Detroit, they almost look like the same team with Matthew Stafford.
Mm-hmm.
It's tough not to think, especially when they're playing one another. But they did lose Puka Nacua, which sucks. But they still have Cooper Kupp. That offense is still rolling.
Yeah.
Kyron Williams is a GOAT from Notre Dame. Love him. Going to be a stud for a lot of people in fantasy. I know he hasn't gotten there yet. did a little bit like a lot of last year for fantasy, but not so much in week 1. Gonna get there. Don't worry. I think this might be his breakout game.
All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the Rams. They're the better team. They're a little more further along but like it's tough. The Puka Nacua injury, I think, is stunting on their team dynamic. But people are like saying, you guys see that meme of like it's like gunmen at a church, and it's like one after the other.
Yeah.
It was like Puka Nacua taking the Cooper Cup role.
Oh,
Cooper Cup taking
sniper.
the Puka Nacua role, and
Yeah.
then it was like 2024. Cooper Cup taking the Puka Nacua role. I'm like, dude, just let's put this thing to end. But yeah, I think that injury's tough, but I think their offense can manage without it for right now.
I agree. I'm also gonna roll with the and if you remember this meme, the Rams. Yeah. If you ever saw that meme, look it up. If you haven't, it's great. Yeah, I don't know. If it was Fortnite, I'd probably take the Kyler and the Cardinals, but this is the NFL. Dude doesn't even act like he plays in the league. I hated what I just talked about, his press conference, post DL. Like, I don't know, man. Some people get paid and they stop caring. I don't know if that's the case. I think it is. So I'm probably not going to pick the Cardinals very much unless they unlock Marvin Harrison, which... hopefully they do, because I have him on some fantasy teams.
Really quick before we advance, the leader in the clubhouse, Steve, is rocking with the Cardinals. Is there something we should know?
Wow, Steve. Yeah, he's kind of the guru. Of all
right?
these.
Everyone else is on the Rams, which is like a little
Steve's
jarring.
the boys.
Should we just tell the boy? Should we flip to the birds right now?
I'm
Yeah,
not
no
doing
freaking
it.
Nah.
No,
Okay.
Steve.
Enough for nothing.
If they win though, I might have to flip
just
on a
trail
Steve
Steve.
pick next week. I'm not gonna lie.
Quick sidebar about the Rams. I never want to hear Chris Collinsworth call another Rams game again.
Why?
It is so awful. Like I loved Chris Collinsworth for a long time, but that game alone on Sunday night, maybe just I'm out.
Now here's a guy.
Hey, oh man, I just love Matthew Stafford, man, and Cooper Cup, and you know what, Puka Nacua is just a dog, man. And you know what? It just depends on if you drive down in overtime and how quickly you want to kick that game-winning field goal. He doesn't even know. Yeah, like I just here's a guy, white guy, love that guy,
real lunch pail guy.
I loved him with Al Michaels, and it might be just my impartial love for Al Michaels that covered up kind of how bad Chris Collinsworth is, but I don't know. At one point he was like, man, can't we just call these two teams for the rest of the NFL season? I'm like, no, if you call another Rams game, I'm going to put the game on mute. I'm over this shit. It's awful. Oh, man, Puka Nacua and Cooper Cup. I just love them to death. Anyway.
Well, let me ask you this. What did you think of Brady?
Brady was awful. Oh, my God. Brady was terrible. At one point, Burkhardt was telling him about their O-line issues. And then he's like, it's been really hard on them. And then Brady just goes, yeah, that's tough.
Dude, he's probably.
He might be doing this game
pregame
too.
scenario, but not play-by-play. That's my opinion.
This is what I said. If Tom Brady takes this in any form as serious as he took NFL, even 50%, he'll be fine. He'll be fine.
I think he's
First
fine. It's
jitters.
game one. It's game one.
Week one.
It is
I've seen
what it
much
is.
worse.
All right, let's keep it moving. We got a couple games left.
Little Super Bowl rematch here.
Yes. What do we got here? We got the Cincinnati Bengals at the Kansas City Chiefs. Bengals 0-1. Chiefs 1-0, obviously. Both of these teams a little... the Bengals losing the way they did, underwhelming. The Chiefs winning the way they did, underwhelming. They would have lost if Isaiah Likely's foot would have been completely in bounds. Because the Ravens were going to go for 2 and they were going to win that game. Joe Burrow can't pick up a Gatorade bottle. I don't know if you guys saw that video.
I did see that. That was a little weird.
He picked it up
Is he okay?
weird, though.
I don't know.
I think it's just grabbing it a little weird, but he was grabbing at his wrist
what's
a
going
lot.
on over there.
I'm gonna go with the Chiefs. At the end of the day, they're at home. You most of these games, these big time games, you gotta favor the home team. But every now and then, there is one of those road teams that definitely take the cake and knock your front teeth out. But I'll keep it pushing. What do you guys got here?
I'll go.
Go ahead, bud.
So, we got Skyline Chili versus Kansas City Barbecue here. I love me some Skyline Chili, but, we're going to end that. And Kansas City is going to, I'm afraid,
back to food.
I always do. I love it. Kansas City's going to make Cincinnati 0-2 here, shockingly. Burrow has always had Mahomes' number for the best part of their their matchups and their careers or whatnot. But I think this go around, Kansas City's going to get it. It's a more favorable matchup at this point of the season. It's early. I was listening to Mahomes' press conference today that normally they have it later in the season, so it affects seeding and whatnot. But schedule's a little bit different this year, so I think I'm going to rock with Kansas City. I think they have the edge in this one. I'm surprised that the schedule makers didn't make this an 8:30 game because it's always just been like a marquee matchup, and everybody says that Burrow is Mahomes is, he owns Mahomes, and it's Burrowhead. And
they call it. I was about to say
that whole scenario. I forget how many years ago it was.
Right.
It seems like an eternity at this point, but it's always been a great matchup and a great rivalry. But 4:30, America's Game of the Week, I'm assuming. Should be great.
This is a CBS game.
It's a CBS game? Okay, so even better. Shout out to the boys.
Gang.
This is our A crew. So Tony Romo, Jim Nance, and Tracy Wolfson. Shout out to all of them.
Okay.
Doing their thing. But Kansas City's going to walk out with the W.
somewhere, brother.
Yes, sir.
Chris, who you got?
I think it's going to be a clean sweep here. We're going to go across the board with the Chiefs. Like you mentioned, it's early. The Bengals are banged up.
Banged up.
There's too many question marks here. Is Chase playing? Is Higgins playing? Is Burrow playing? I don't know. So I guess I got to rock with the Chiefs for now.
I'll take us to this next game if you want. Because I know you want to get the next game after that.
I guess the Chiefs are just the better team for the time being. But, Joey did mention Burrow has had the Chiefs and Mahomes card. But I kind of want to fade everybody. I'm not going to lie.
Oh, you're going to flip on us?
No, it looks like everyone is taking the Chiefs so far.
Yeah, everybody's going to.
And maybe come game day on Sunday.
Yeah, it might be a good game to flip on,
Maybe on
honestly,
game day on Sunday, after maybe a beer or two, when I've watched a couple games, and I see this game come up, and I see everyone's playing, maybe I make the switch.
We'll switch up.
All right,
we'll
Joey,
see.
toss us to this next game.
Let's do it. We got the Pittsburgh Steelers traveling to Denver to play the Broncos. Steelers surprisingly 1-0 without scoring an offensive touchdown last week. Same thing as the Bears. Oddly enough, Justin Fields was the quarterback for the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So there might be a little bit of similarity there. Probably not. But anyway, I think I'm going to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Honestly, I think that Fields is getting the start once again in week 2. Over Wilson. I think Wilson is still hurt. Or
As of right now, that's the
starting
case.
or whatever it is. So I'm going to have to go with the Pittsburgh Steelers here. Denver still looked like Denver last week. Just not good. And how the hell do you trade draft picks for Sean Payton, who's like washed? Anyway, it's still bottom. That might be the worst trade in NFL. It's up there, man. It's NFL, it's a little bit crazy nowadays with all these trades going on, and those might be the most disgusting in NFL history. But I think the Pittsburgh Steelers start 2-0 surprisingly here, and kind of charge on to like a pretty interesting season. We'll see what happens with Russ.
I got the Pittsburgh Steelers as well. It would be very interesting if Russell Wilson plays in this game, but there's nothing really for the Broncos right now that is like shouting at me saying they're gonna win. The Pittsburgh defense is still the Pittsburgh defense. Like there's no ifs, ands, and buts about it. TJ Watt is that freaking dude. The rest of this Pittsburgh team, a lot of questions. The quarterback is one of the main questions right now. Justin Fields is the guy at the helm. Russell Wilson. I would like to see him play this game just for the storylines, but aside from that, just give me the Steelers. How about you, Chris?
Yeah, like you mentioned, a lot of things are going wrong in Denver. Not to get political, but besides the football team, a lot of shit's going wrong there. But for those reasons, I'm taking the Pittsburgh Steelers. No matter who's the quarterback, I think that defense is going to terrorize a rookie quarterback in Bo Nix for the Broncos. TJ Watt should have had like 4 or 5 sacks probably last week, and a couple forced fumbles. A couple of them got ruled as offsides, and then the ref, I don't know if you saw, apologized to him at like halftime and was like, hey, my bad, like like he's just timing it so well that it looks like a penalty, and the ref.
It's like the second the center is
Right.
getting the ball off the ground.
He's timing it off the center's head movement, so the center would go like up one, up two, and then he'd look down and hike the ball.
Oh,
and,
dude.
and so he knew it.
What's with Steeler players like knowing like those snap counts? That's crazy.
I don't know. They might have Connor Stallions working in their building
Hey,
or
yo,
something. But
second
Passed on
mention,
from
no
generation
week.
to generation.
I'm going to rock with the Steelers. I think that defense is legit, and somehow Mike Tomlin continues to win. So,
He's that dude.
but that game kind of sucks, so I'm going to take us to this next game. Much better game
Sunday
here.
Night Football.
Let's go! We got the Chicago Bears, the monsters of the Midway, going into Houston to play the Texans. I was talking to our buddy Troy at work about this because I think it's kind of weird because we played them in the Hall of Fame game. Mm-hmm. Not that it matters. But
Yeah,
we
that
did,
is weird. What
we
the
did
hell?
open the season off against them, which you normally don't see a
don't
team
do
like that soon. Like, obviously, like, no one really played and the game got canceled early because of weather. Like,
Yeah.
it really didn't matter, but it's a little weird to be seeing the team, like, that soon into the season. That being said, I'm rocking with my boys, even though they're on the road. Caleb didn't look great, but that defense looked legit, and I can't not take my boys this early in the season.
That's fair, Chris, but I'm going to have to go with the Houston Texans here. They're at home. The fans are going to be fired up. Their team is probably the best it's been in quite some time, probably about 10 years, maybe 8 years at the least.
Good team.
Yeah, they got a really good squad here. I love what I saw last week. And just when you thought they were going to, Colts are a great squad too, but just when you thought they were out, they pulled you back in. Joe Mixon on the ground was amazing. C.J. Stroud through the air, sensational. And Stephon Diggs, can't even believe that he's this big of an impact. Yeah, no shit, he's back. Nico Collins and Tank Dell managers are a little bit upset right now because, potentially Diggs might be the guy moving forward, and it seems to be that way. The duo is unreal. But overall, yeah, Caleb Williams did not look good at all, less than 100 yards passing. Could have had a couple interceptions. He had a lot of passes batted in the air that stood there for, it felt like an eternity. I don't know about you, Chris, as a Bears fan. Whenever my quarterback makes a pass that's hanging in the air for a long time, it just feels like it's there forever. But that's how it felt for me too.
Simone Biles, bro.
Yeah, Simone Biles. She's wearing her Packer.
She has Bears gear now. It's fine.
Yeah,
Everything's okay.
She did it before.
Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway,
Okay.
yeah. Chicago, their defense pulled it out, and a lot of special teams plays helped them to get to 1-0. But overall, I think that it's not going to be the case this time, and I think Houston's going to pull away with a pretty massive W on Sunday Night Football.
Yeah, this game, I mean, you guys see it here too. I haven't picked this one at all just because I feel like this is a tough matchup. You have the Chicago Bears defense balled out. The offense was lackluster, even though like the anticipation throughout the whole season was otherwise. What's up with Keenan Allen?
Him and the dudes they didn't practice.
Rome are both hurt. I don't know if it's more or less like a Keenan Allen's just played 10 years in the league. Like we're just gonna rest him, and like you can't kind of just be like, oh, he didn't practice because he's a vet. Like you have.
Well, you can do
I
vet
saw him
rest,
go to
but
the blue tent
But
8 times during the
I
game.
don't know. He's
bro.
also always been hurt, which was kind of why I liked that Roma Dunze pick because like yeah, we have a great 1 and 2, but we also have this good rookie that could if Keenan Allen is hurt, which he's been known to miss 4 or 5 games almost every year, like he could come in. But now they're both hurt. We'll see if they play. They have extra time. It's Sunday night, so hopefully at least one.
Okay. Well, thank you for the injury report. Really appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, it's an interesting matchup. I will have to side with the home team here, unfortunately, on this one. I do like what the Bears are doing. Wish I would have seen a little bit more offense out of them in this week 1 matchup, but it is what it is. The Texans, I think they wanted to get their new guys situated well, so I think that's why Diggs and Mixon had such pretty good games compared to Nico Collins and Tank Dell, guys who had success last year with the Texans. I think they wanted to implement these guys early and often and make sure, like, hey, you guys are going to be a focal point of this offense. That's why I think they went that way about it.
The crazy part though is that before the game I was with a bunch of Bears fans, so I was talking to them and I was hyping up Velus Jones. And I was negative.
Fuck the punt up.
I was negative on Stevenson because I didn't think he was that good last year, and
You got
Lo
the
and
pick six?
behold, Velus Jones obviously had one of the worst kickoff returns in history where he fumbled the ball like 25 yards forward, which I've never seen done before.
And what about
Hit off his
Stevenson?
shin.
And then Stevenson had a pick six and was the U was pretty solid. So
It's coming along.
he officially has my love, and Velus Jones is dead to me now.
All right, Joey, take us to the last game, Monday Night Football.
Well, I'm going to kick this off with a vintage Chris question.
Okay.
Has a who are you going to pick in a fight?
Yeah, what birds win in this war?
A falcon or an eagle? Now, falcon's got them claws, I'm not saying eagle doesn't either, but a falcon's a little bit more wiry and cagey,
Dirty
An
bird.
eagle is a majestic eagle. It's a majestic bird. It deserves respect. It embodies America.
Yeah.
It is a
Talk to me.
representation of what birds look up to be.
Talk to me.
And for that very reason, I'm going with the Philadelphia Eagles here. Other than the fact that they have Saquon Barkley, Jalen Hurts, and an incredibly stacked offense that looks like a Madden Ultimate Team. I'm going to go with the Eagles here. Very easy pick here. Falcons looked like hell against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Kirk Cousins, so far, could have told you that when they signed him. People would think I'm crazy, but, he still sucks. Not my problem. We'll see the Kirk Cousins curse. Monday Night Football. Will he be able to win? Don't think so. Chalk another L up for old Kirk.
I love this bird talk, and I'm gonna continue the bird talk because I
Please
love
continue
it.
the bird
You're
talk.
bird
I love
watching?
and as an official bird lawyer with a bird degree in law, I'm skilled enough to talk on this, so I'd be happy to do it. We have the Atlanta Falcons playing the Philadelphia Eagles, and like you mentioned, yeah, these are two primary birds of prey here going at it, and the thing you didn't take into account, bro, is the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, a falcon from Atlanta. They don't use like normal tactics, bro. They're playing with prison rules. And for that reason, I'm fading you. I'm taking the Atlanta Falcons on Monday Night Football. I am backing Kirko Chains,
I am racially
baby.
profiling the Falcon.
Oh my God.
You and your mom are taking the Falcons.
See, my mom knows what's up. She's been
Hell
to
yeah,
Atlanta.
she's been on the yard.
She's been to
Mama's
jail.
been on the yard.
Yes, but anyways, new subject.
gosh.
Anyway, I'm taking the Falcons against the Eagles. I gotta fade you guys here. Cam Jurgens is
Falcon.
like,
Wait, what? Hey, are you for real?
yeah, I'm taking the Falcons, bro.
I didn't fucking realize for a
Did
second.
you hear me, bro?
Bro, this is crazy. It's all predicated on a freaking Falcon
my
being from Atlanta,
gosh.
bro. Get out of town, bro.
Oh man, if only Michael Vick was still there.
He
Anyways,
played for both teams.
Yeah,
Prominent
that
for
is
both
true.
He
teams
knows
as
a thing
well.
or two about
Yeah.
jail.
Oh god.
Michael Vick, legacy game.
He's got that dog in him though.
Anyways, I'm rocking with the Dirty Birds.
He's not in
from
Ohio. I
the,
heard they're eating them there.
Oh god. All right.
That's Chicago.
No, you said it was Ohio.
The dogs.
Yeah,
Chicago,
the cats. They're eating all the cats.
Vic loves dogs.
Michael
Yeah.
Vick is beating
I
the
know, he's
dogs
got
once
that-
again.
Oh,
This didn't happen 4 years ago.
My god.
When I was president, there was no
There was
dogs,
no
right?
dogs.
Oh man, where have we
I
gone?
never had a dog. I would never have a dog.
All right, let's reel this
This
in.
podcast is canceled.
Yeah, dude, we're getting canceled this week. Yeah, the Atlanta Falcons, Philadelphia Eagles. I will go with the Eagles. They got talons, dude. Those things are sharp as hell. I don't know,
I'm saying, bro.
dude. Falcons are of the Eagle family, though.
Hurts is overrated.
So-
He stinks.
Dude, it's just that team. Like Joey said,
does,
that
bro.
team is too good. That team is too good. Defensively, liability for sure.
still- it's Kirk Cousins on
Offensively,
Monday.
just put up points. If they put up points, they're gonna be fine. Jalen Hurts didn't look great, but he didn't look great. But they also everyone on the teams like balled out. Like the field conditions weren't that great in Brazil,
Terrible.
and everyone still managed to like dominate. But it's also a mixture of like people slipping and getting wide open running lanes, defenders slipping, stuff like that. So like. It's a mix of both, but I did like what I saw from the Eagles. Saquon Barkley is that dude.
He
He's
is.
that freaking dude. But any closing comments or anything else on this game?
Closing comments. NFL is back, baby. It's week 2. We're so back. The Bears are back. We might be Super Bowl bound. Who knows? We'll find
Put
out.
that dang cheese
Malik
hand.
Willis, stunt on these hoes. Please.
Yeah, we got
Need
primetime Dolphins
Liberty
to start
time,
off
huh?
the week. We got Sunday closing off with primetime Bears.
We got Dolphins on Thursday. That should be
The
a
freaking
game.
1 o'clock game, like we're
Dude.
a bunch of scrubs.
Yeah.
We are right
It's all
now.
good. It's all
It is
good.
what
You guys
it
are
is.
playing an interesting team in the Colts, so we'll see what happens.
Yeah.
But
Shout out Steve.
Go
Steve,
Packers.
dude,
Shout out
Steve 15-1, dude. Baller.
Yeah. And
Steve's
this
the GOAT.
website, bro. There's a lot of new
NFL
capabilities.
Gamepicker, yep.
A lot of new capabilities. I just came across it not too long ago. I might be late to the game here, but
It's new.
You go ahead. You can check out your stats now, which is freaking crazy. Like I'm at like a 62% correct rate, which isn't too terrible. It's pretty dope. Shout out Steve. You keep killing the game.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Steve. All right, guys. Thank you for watching. If you made it to this point, you're awesome, and we'll catch you next week. Peace.